There will be a time, and we don't know at what time it's going to be, but there will be a time where the dollar will not bail us out the way it used to. And it's going to be the person with the assets, which is why you see people buy real estate, which is why you see people own. Think about this. Look how powerful stocks are. Elon Musk bought Twitter, right? But he bought Twitter because he took a loan based on his Tesla stock. The loan that he got to buy Twitter for $44 billion on the Tesla stock decreased in value drastically. But he was still able to get the $44 billion loan based on the share price that it was when he bought it. So,
what?
He bought Twitter based on the share price of Tesla. So he got the $44 billion loan. Watch this. The reason why he didn't sell the Tesla stock to get the loan, because then you got to pay $44 billion capital gains tax. Nobody wants to pay capital gains tax on $44 billion. That's just absurd. So you get the loan on the $44 billion based on how much Tesla stock you own. But let's just say when he got the loan, the stock was $300. After he got the loan, let's say the stock goes down to $200. The loan doesn't change. You got the loan based on the $300 Tesla stock, not what it's worth at They don't come reconstruct the loan because it's $200. You know why? Because once I get this to start making money, and the first thing he did when he got to Twitter was say, hey, I'm going to sell y'all these blue dots.
Yep.
And I'm going to come up with Twitter Premium and Twitter this and Twitter that. So now once Twitter start making money, I can pay that off. I'm not care. Because guess what? One of the things in business you got to get is a recurring model. So once you get the recurring model on Twitter, now you show the bank, this is a recurring model on here. You good. I'm all right. And here's the small part about it. You sat down and say, okay, this is how much the interest is on a $44 billion. And because you're the richest man in the world, you probably pay 0% interest for 22 months or some crazy number like that, right? And so you say, okay, bet, I need to generate this much money to pay this much of the loan off this recurring model so it's not on my back no more. And guess what? Twitter is actually growing. This the dope part about it. It's cheaper than him selling the shares. Why would I sell the share that can go back up in value that's going to increase my net worth? Watch this. And I can go get another loan based on the new share price. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Whoa.
We just unlocked another level.
Hold up.
We just unlocked another level. Again, let's say watch this. Let's just say the stock was $300 when he got it. When he got the loan, right? I forgot how much the shares was when he got it. But here's what we do know. Like, it spiked since he bought it. So now at a new valuation, if he wanted to get something else, he get another loan based on a new valuation. But I was selling a share. Now let's get deeper into it. You know the loan tax-free. You don't pay the money. He don't pay no tax on the $44 million. The $44 billion. Because when you get out a loan like that, you don't pay taxes on the loan, you pay taxes on the profit. And guess what? He can write that off and say, hey, I'm taking a loss. And you can take a loss up to 3 years. Oh, cook 'em. Cook 'em. Cook 'em. You don't have a money problem. You got an information and a belief problem. So here's what my mistake was. What I should have did was, but because I did it I wanted us to see it. Because I wanted us to see it is why I took the money out the market. But I could have got the loan on the building from what we had in the market. But I just went the long way. I said, okay, I'm gonna get this out. I'm gonna pay that off. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do $500,000. Once I do $500,000 of renovations up in here, I can write off what I took out. That's why it was important for me to spend $500,000 before the year was out. You spend $500,000 before the year out, you can write that off on that. But I wanted us to see me get the money out the options market because I needed to get into the belief part of the game. But watch this. So now you can say, all right, Trap. Now we can do the cost seg going into 2025 because once the building is operational, now we can do the cost seg and we can write off everything that I've put in the building in cash. You can write that off. Every dollar that I put in here, cash, becomes a 100% write-off. But the next part about it is we cannot take the building, and so the next building we go buy, we take the next building, we buy that building with the equity from this building, or you can say, I can get the loan for the next building based off the money we got in the market, because you already see me do it the first time with the market money, so I don't got to prove that point no more. I just need to now show you I got the next Freedom Center for loaning on the money we got in the market. And then the third Freedom Center comes from the equity we built from the first Freedom Center. And so I told you the journey to 100 million is going to be documented. That's what Journey to Freedom is about. That's what Journey to Freedom is about. That's what Journey to Freedom is about. Journey to Freedom is about me saying, hey, y'all, check this out. You might don't want to buy the building, but guess what? You can go get a duplex. Guess what? You got 100 grand in your Stockmarket account right now. Guess what? Go get the, don't come off $1. Go leverage your Stockmarket account. And if they give you an issue, you say, Elon Musk did it, stop playing with me. You go get the down payment and leverage your Stockmarket account. Don't you come up off $1. What you doing? Don't you come up off $1. You got 50, you got 100 grand in your account. Guess what? Go do first-time homeowners, get you a duplex or a fourplex, leverage it on your market account because that's going to bring it down. Now you probably got to come up off, I don't know, 3% or something like that. You ain't come up off $1. You go right back in the options market, get your little renovation money, or that can be baked into the loan because the real estate, I think someone will give you 80% on the value. You ready to go. You ain't come up off nothing. You almost got a free house because you leveraged the money you got in the market. Once it start producing bread, you good. You ain't come up off $1. That's free money. What are we talking about here? Now you ain't even had to come up off the option market. You just had to show them, hey, here's my PFS. What is that? That's my personal financial statement. Here's my PFS. Here's what I got. This is all my assets. This is everything I got. I'm going to show this to you. Now, I'm not giving you $1. What I want to do is loan it based on the market. And they can't say, oh, because the market went down. No, you can't. You gave me the loan based on what I had in there at the time. You can't change that. Now, you don't got to come up off of nothing. You don't got a money problem. You got an information and a belief problem. That's the problem you got. The money is there. We just got to have somebody that just keeps showing us how to play the game from different levels because the money ain't real anyway. And if we stop treating it like it's real and we start looking at it as a what? Exchange of value. We stop going broke that way. We stop going broke. I'm not the person to tell you don't go get a gold chain. I'm not the person to tell you don't go get your Dior shoes because I still wear my Dior shit. I still wear my Tom Ford shit when I won't go out. But guess what I wear 90% of the time? This what I got on right here. A pair of pants from Zara, a pair of shoes, and one of my shirts. 90% of the time. Because guess what? I'm so focused on the vision. I'm so focused on the vision. I'm so focused on changing the trajectory of my family. I'm so focused on untapping so much information to where what I look like and what I wear every day don't bother me. I promise I go in the crib, I go right in my drawer where all my other Wall Street Trapper t-shirts at. I just pick one, throw it on, and my biggest struggle is finding what pair of pants to match. It's my biggest struggle. I got too many t-shirts and not enough pants that match what I got on. That's my biggest problem. I'm like, damn, all black again today. Yep, let's go. All black again today. I'm okay with it. But that's the issue, y'all. Especially when we see right here, think about it. For every $9 we see moving, only $1 is real. That's a news flash for your ass. Of $21.94 trillion, only $2.5 trillion is physical. And I think our biggest problem, before we go any further, our biggest problem, y'all, is I'm not the person to tell us don't be fresh. That ain't me. That ain't me. But what I will tell you is this. If you got more money in your closet and in your driveway than you got assets, you playing the wrong game. If you got more money in your closet and in your driveway than you got assets, then you playing the wrong game. See, my house is a certain thing that I just renovated, 100%. But that's like having my money sitting, watch this. It's about to hurt some people's feelings right here. A lot of people be house broke. We be house broke. You go get the house that you can't afford to flex on having the house that you can't afford. Don't be house broke. Play the long game. Don't be house broke. I told my girl this the other day, I said, I ain't gonna lie. If it wasn't for me thinking about my daughter, I was so good with having a condo. I wanted my daughter to have a backyard, and I had this vision. But if it wasn't for that, bro, this house pissed me off. The pool something wrong with the pool. When you get the pool fixed, they got a leak in the roof. When you get the leak in the roof fixed, the front porch got to get painted. When the front porch, the driveway, something always wrong in the damn thing. Something always wrong with it. Don't go buy them multi-million-dollar houses, y'all, because they cost multi-millions to keep up. Landscaping, pool, HOA. Oh, we got to pay for the fence. Oh, we got to pay for the gate. Pay the fees. Here's the part they don't tell you. My tax was $30,000 last year. Property tax.
I was about to ask you about that.
30 grand last year.
Sheesh.
30. I called the realtor. I said, hey, man, what we doing? What this is? What shit, $30,000? What the fuck, what's this?
I just got this in the mail. What the?
Urgent property tax. What this is? I'm looking for 10,000.
I ain't even been here that long.
I called the realtor. I said, hey.
You ain't put this in my...
You ain't tell me about this part. What the hell? The realtor said, welcome. Welcome to Big Boy Club. That's what you wanted. That's why you got the schools you got around you. That's why you got the roads you got around you. That's why the traffic light always working.
That's quiet.
That's why it's quiet. That's why you got a gate in the front. That's why they only got 16 houses in this thing. Yeah. That's what you wanted. I said, damn. You're right. I should have stayed my ass in a goddamn condo.